Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be profiling a really interesting little deck that I created. I will admit, I was creating this deck, it was going to be a Jinn the Mystical Genie deck profile. It was going to be some type of rank 4 deck. And as I started to build the deck, and I built this deck probably within 2 hours max, as I was building it, I said, let's make this into something more fun. So I kind of turned it into a rank 4 Kaiba deck, like a rank 4 Kaiba beatdown deck, let's say. And I also added in some flair of beatdown type of cards that, are callbacks to that. So it has some beatdown elements in the deck, some rank 4 elements. It's its own little thing. I don't know exactly what to call it. If I was to call it something besides Jinn the Mystical Genie deck profile, I would call it Kaiba's Beatdown deck. Pretty much. It's not running Battle Ox. It's not running Lord of the Lamp because it's not a pure Jinn deck, quote unquote. But you get what I'm trying to say, and I would love to hear your comments down below, guys, on what would you call this deck. Because as you watch it, you may say to yourself, what is this thing? And, when I first constructed it, guys, I will admit, I didn't know if it was going to work. And then from playtesting, I quickly found out, oh my gosh, this deck actually functions and works pretty good. So it's a rank 4 type of deck, a link type of deck. It has a combobulation. It's just a fun deck to play. It's not a meme deck, it's just a fun deck. So yeah, I'd love to give it a name at the end of this video, guys. So, first off, we have Jinn the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. His every wish is my command. So, yes, as Kaiba said that in the anime. So, I initially, like I said, I wanted to run things like a Lord of the Lamp and take the deck in that direction. And I found out that, well, Jinn doesn't have a lot of support. Even with Lord of the Lamp being a card, it doesn't really have any support. So I changed into a beatdown deck, which is why you're going to see the next card here. So we ran 3 Jinn, and also we decided to run 3 Volsraider, which is a 19 attacker. Now, he can be 2000 attack in this deck if you have Tenki out in the field, because he is searchable, because he is a Beast Warrior. Yes! The OG Beast Warrior, probably the first meta Beast Warrior card, not Fire Fist. Haha! But yes, we run 3 Volsraider. So these guys are both rank 4. They're both dark attribute, which is important. And so they're both vanillas, which means you can use vanilla support because they're normal monsters. So you can use normal monster support, aka vanillas. So that's why I run 3 Jinn the Mystical Genie and 3 Volsraider. So yes, his axe has the blood of many people on it. So yes, let us continue on with the deck profile, guys. Next we run, for every genie he needs his lamp. So I decided to run 2 Ancient Lamp in the deck. And this card's actually pretty decent. Like, it's not broken, it's not amazing, but it's decent. I will give it that. And I decided to run 2 of it because there are a lot of times where you're not going to have Jinn in your hand to really utilize this card per se, but it is useful in instances. So I decided to run just 2 of it, not 3 of it. You could even cut it down to 1 of it if you wanted to, but I like 2 of it because it actually was decent. So yeah, 2 Ancient Lamp to go with your Genie. Just remember to rub it right. Rub it right, guys. So, because this is kind of a rank 4 deck, I decided to run the Clown engine in the deck. Now, there are other elements you could run, which we'll talk about in a second, but I decided to run the Clown package. So that's why you see 3 Damage Juggler, you see 2 Hat Tricker, and you also see the Trick Clown over here. So this is pretty much your rank 4 element of the deck, alright? Which is really, really nice. Now, I was thinking about adding things like Jigobite and, the Charmer monster type of things. So you could, because these are spellcasters, if Jinn was a spellcaster, I would have done it in a heartbeat, but he's not, so there was no point. I think if this was Neo the Magical Swordsman deck, which you literally could take one of these vanillas out, guys, and throw Battle Ox and Neo the Magical Swordsman in if you wanted to. Like, legitly. You could probably run Neo the Magical Swordsman in the main deck, and then whatever other rank 4 you want to. Warrior Digriffer, and then you just change around a couple cards, and there you go. You got a vanilla strategy deck. That's kind of this way this goes. It's this combobulation of anti-meta, rank 4, normal support, and it's just fun to play. So yeah, this is your rank 4 package, guys. Do keep in mind that these are light attributes. This will come into effect later on. So yep. Next up, we got 2 Rescue Rabbit. Do not need to run 3. You have 2 targets. So there are different ways you're going to special summon out the Legions and the Volse Raiders. So I just decided to run 2 Rescue Rabbit because it can be dead, depending upon when you draw it. So definitely just 2 Rescue Rabbit in the deck. But it's worked out pretty well. I love it. Next, because like I said earlier, guys, do keep in mind about the light and darks. And you also notice some other light and darks. Another light monster, which I run in the main deck. So the fact that you relied upon the 2 vanillas, which are dark mainly, and then you have light support. I decided to go with Blackluster Soldier instead of Chaos Emperor Dragon and Chaos Levineer. Now with the new Chaos monsters coming out of Toon Chaos, maybe you want to put some of that in there. That's plausible. That's something you could try out if you wanted to. But me, I just want to go with BLS because it's old school, you know, with the theme going, and it's a pretty powerful card even in today's standard if you can bring it out. It does take some setup, so that's the reason why I decided to run 2 of it, not 3 of it. So there's there. Now, you know, technically, I will admit, you know, while you do have to consider, guys, you know, Performance Page Damage Juggler is kind of a hand trap in some instances. We do run a lot of hand traps in this deck, quote unquote. So I wanted to run 2 Nebiru because this deck is a little bit slow, and because I want to be able to clear my opponent's board if they go off. And in addition to that, I ran 3 Ash Blossom. The deck's not heavily reliant on the graveyard, so I didn't feel the need to run Call by the Haunted, but excuse me, not Call by the Haunted, Call by the Grave, excuse me. But I decided to run 2 Nebiru, not 3, because it, you know, it sometimes could get bricky and etc. etc. And also I decided to run 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs in the deck as well. So yeah, just some stuff to face against the meta decks. And then you beat them down with Jinn and Volse Raider, and you go, ha ha! 2003 meta, 2002 meta survives, even in 2020. Next we run 2 Unexpected Die. Now, there is a new card that came out recently, which I'm going to show to you guys here in a second. Forgive me, let me pull it up for you. I got it right there, sorry. I wanted to grab this for you, which is called Fusion Deployment. Now, I just recently got this card about a week ago, and I was trying it out in the deck, and I liked it. But then I didn't like it. And so I was debating about taking the deck into a fusion aspect, or do I just run Unexpected Die? I guess you can see what I'm saying. And this card is good with more fusion-esque decks, but it's something that if you want to take the deck in that direction, guys, I would maybe consider running this as a 2 of in addition to the deck. So I just wanted to mention that for fusion deployment if someone was to ask that question because it's brand new. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Next up though, guys, after fusion deployment, give me 1 second here, we run through 2 Fire Formation Tanky. Sorry, my cards just fell over. 2 Fire Formation Tankies. This helps search out your Volse Raider because, like I said earlier, your Volse Raider is 19 attack and it's a Beast Warrior. So this is searchable. And in addition to that, I wouldn't run Tensu because it's just useless right now. But if you want to take this deck down the road of maybe being a more quote-unquote Beast Warrior beatdown type of deck around Volse Raider, you can easily tweak that. This deck can go into so many offshoots. If you don't want to run it the way it is, you can take this deck into so many different directions. I'm being honest. So yeah, this could be more of a Beast Warrior based deck. So yes, guys, you have 2 Tankies and a Volse Raider, which is cool, and it's searchable. And then it'll give you 100 attack boost, so then he'll be 2,000 attack. So you can just run Rough Shot over certain things. So yeah, definitely 2 Tanky. You don't need to run 3 because, like I said, Volse Raider may be sometimes dead. It can get dead because you're only relying upon one a Beast Warrior. We run a lot of 1-ups, so I'm going to let you guys know that off the top. So 1 Polymerization, 1 Dark Factory, 1 Double or Nothing, 1 Faustin's Bargain, 1 Upstart Goblin. You want some more? 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Monster Reborn. Now you may be saying to yourself, that's a lot of 1-of spells. I agree. So I was thinking, let's go down this road here. I think Monster Reborn is self-explanatory. I think Upstart Goblin, which gives you a little bit draw power and consistency, is self-explanatory. Foolish Burial, you're sending Performer Pledge, Trick Clown, or Damage Juggler, so that explains that. Faustin's Bargain I've always loved in vanilla-based decks, because if you draw into a normal monster, instead of just normal summoning, you can get rid of an opponent's special summon monster and special summon that normal monster. It is situational, but it's an amazing card to get rid of things. Double or Nothing, because this does have rank 4 elements, is self-explanatory, I feel like. Dark Factory, it helps you recoup things in graveyard. Yes, you do have things like Call by the Grave, but you're not always going to have it. And so Dark Factory in some instances is a little bit better. So I like it as a 1-of in the deck. Polymerization is interesting. I was thinking of taking this deck down more of a fusion-esque route with the vanilla monsters, you know, to help go for First of the Dragon. Heck, I was even considering running Dragon's Mirror, but I decided to take that out because I didn't want to banish my vanilla monsters, per se. That was something I didn't want to do. I'm going to be honest. And then I found out that First the Dragon was a worm, not a dragon. And then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I like found it out like in 5 seconds when I was trying to do something. I was playtesting. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he's a worm. He's not a dragon. He's a Chinese dragon. So I decided to just run Polymerization. So yeah, Poly, it's there if you need it. You can make the deck run Fusion, Recycling Plant, Terraforming, and all that if you want to take the deck in that direction. But the deck's not Poly-based, but you can take it Poly-based. So there's that. You know, for a cheap, fun deck, this deck quickly gets expensive from here on out, guys. Quote unquote. So first we run 3 Infinite Impermanence. You run it. You can run Judgment, but I prefer Infinite Impermanence because I have no effect negation, and I can't avoid life points. So 3 Infinite Impermanence in the deck, guys. Like I said, from here on out, the deck profile is going to get a little bit more expensive, especially when we get to the extra deck. Next, we run 2 Call by the Haunted. Like I said, I wouldn't run 3 of, and I would not run back to the front because you want your monsters to be in attack position. So 2 Call by the Haunted. 1 Skill Drain. It's there if you need it because you can quickly turn this deck into a beatdown strategy. So go Skill Drain. It's there if you need it. It's great. Extra deck. We run our Dark Magician Field Center right there on Kaiba, right where it's supposed to be. That's where Dark Magician belongs. Somebody's going to get that joke, and some people are going to be like, what? 1 Castel the Sky Musketeer, 1 number 60, Tornado Dragon, Bagasucha, number 41, Abyss Dweller. We also run things like Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, which is good in the deck, and then the Utopia package. So these are pretty much all your rank 4s in the deck, guys, just so you know. So those are your rank 4s right there, all right, which are nice to have. You can run Gaga Cowboy too if you wanted to. Now for your other link monsters, which this is where it gets really expensive again. Nightmare Unicorn and Cerberus and Phoenix Unicorn. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, Access Code Talker. Yeah, that's just that added $100 to a fun deck. 1 Bull Sword Dragon and 1 First of the Dragons. So yeah, I was just like, hey, there's your expensive part right there. Infinite Impermanence in these 2 cards. There you go. Deck got expensive quick, but you can go for these cards so that you definitely run them in the deck. So, like I said, your link-based deck, you can do different things to go into different link monsters. There's so many different things you can do with this deck, which is super, super fun, and one of the reasons why I really love this deck. But, yeah, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. So, like I said, Access Code Talker is great. Blackluster Soldier you will sometimes go for, which is amazing, so that's why I run him. Then you also have Bull Sword Dragon for OTKs, First of the Dragon if you need to go for it, and then your Nightmare package, which is nice to have. So that is what we have there, guys, for all that. And like I said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. This deck is super, super fun to play. Like I said, it's very fun. It's a fun-oriented deck. It's not super meta, but it's fun, and I would love to know, what would you call this deck? What name would you give this deck? Rank 4 Toolbox, Le Jinn Vorse Raider Beatdown, Seto Kaiba Beatdown. I think that's the name we'll probably go for it from here on out, but I'm going to call it the Le Jinn deck profile. But till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you, and I'll see all of you next time. Take care, everybody. Good luck dueling to all of you guys.